Listen well, my friends, because what I am about to tell you is not just a story. It is a mirror. And if you look closely into this mirror, you may see your own family staring back at you. This is the story of Lethabo, a young woman whose only crime was being happy. And it is the story of her mother, Nyarai, whose love became poison. Before we begin, ask yourself this question: can the hand that once fed you also be the hand that destroys you? Lethabo was born on a morning when the rains blessed the land. Her mother, Nyarai, held her close and sang songs of gratitude. Lethabo was an only child, and Nyarai poured all her love, all her dreams, all her hopes into this one precious daughter. As Lethabo grew, she became beautiful. Not just in face, but in spirit. She was kind to the elders, gentle with children, and respectful to all. People in the village would say, "Nyarai, you have raised a daughter worth more than gold." And Nyarai would smile. But inside, she held Lethabo close, too close. She saw her daughter not as a separate person, but as a part of herself. When Lethabo turned 22, a young man named Tefari came to ask for her hand. Tefari was a good man. He worked hard, he honored his parents, and he spoke with wisdom beyond his years. He came to Nyarai's home with elders, with gifts, and with respect. He followed every custom. He paid the bride price without complaint. He promised to care for Lethabo as a precious jewel. Nyarai watched all of this happen. She smiled. She accepted the gifts. She blessed the union. But deep in her heart, something bitter began to grow. Because for the first time in 22 years, Lethabo would belong to someone else. The wedding was beautiful. The whole village came to celebrate. Lethabo wore white and gold. Tefari stood tall beside her. They danced, they laughed, they made promises before God and the community. Nyarai sat in the place of honor, as the mother of the bride. People came to greet her, to thank her for raising such a wonderful daughter. But with every greeting, Nyarai felt smaller. She watched Lethabo look at Tefari with eyes full of love. She watched her daughter laugh at his jokes, lean into his shoulder, walk away into a new life. And Nyarai realized something that filled her with fear: she was being left behind. After the wedding, Lethabo moved into Tefari's home. It was not far from Nyarai's house, just 3 streets away. Lethabo visited her mother every week, sometimes twice a week. She brought food, she helped with chores, she sat and talked. But it was not the same. Lethabo would talk about Tefari. About how he made her laugh. About the home they were building together. About their plans for the future. Her eyes would shine with happiness. And each time Lethabo spoke of this happiness, Nyarai felt a pain in her chest. It was jealousy, though she did not name it. She told herself she was just lonely. She told herself she just missed her daughter. But the truth was darker. She envied Lethabo's joy. Nyarai began to complain. Small things at first. "You don't visit me as much as you used to," she would say. "You care more about your husband than your own mother," she would whisper. "I raised you alone, sacrificed everything for you, and now you forget me," she would cry. Lethabo's heart would break each time. She would apologize, promise to visit more, stay longer. She would cancel plans with Tefari to spend time with Nyarai. Tefari noticed. He said nothing at first, because he respected Lethabo's love for her mother. But he watched, and he worried. Then Nyarai began to lie. Small lies that planted seeds of doubt. She would tell Lethabo, "I saw Tefari talking to a young woman in the market. They looked very friendly." She would say, "People are saying Tefari stays out late. What kind of husband does that?" She would whisper, "A man who truly loves his wife would let her visit her mother whenever she wants. Why does he complain?" But Tefari never complained. Tefari never stayed out late. Tefari was never unfaithful. These were lies born from Nyarai's jealousy. And slowly, they began to work. Lethabo began to question her husband. Where were you today? Who were you talking to? Why don't you want me to visit my mother? Tefari was confused. I have never stopped you from visiting your mother. I have never done anything wrong. Why do you doubt me? But Lethabo could not explain. She loved her mother. She trusted her mother. How could she believe that Nyarai would lie to her? At the same time, she loved Tefari. She wanted to trust him. But her mother's words echoed in her mind. She was torn in two, and the pain was unbearable. Seeing that her lies were working, Nyarai became bolder. She would call Lethabo in the middle of the night, claiming she was sick. She was afraid she needed her daughter. Lethabo would rush to her mother's side, leaving Tefari alone in their bed. When she arrived, Nyarai would be fine. She would say, I just needed to see you. Is that so wrong? Tefari began to lose patience. Your mother is manipulating you, he said one night. She is not sick. She is jealous. Lethabo's eyes flashed with anger. Don't speak about my mother that way. She raised me. She loves me. It was their first real fight. And Nyarai, from 3 streets away, smiled in the darkness. The elders in the village began to talk. They saw what was happening. They saw Lethabo running back and forth between 2 homes, her face tired and sad. They saw Tefari growing quiet and distant. They saw Nyarai's smile, which no longer reached her eyes. One of the elders, a wise woman named Amarillo, went to speak with Nyarai. Sister, Amarillo said, you are destroying your daughter's marriage. This jealousy will leave you with nothing. Nyarai's face hardened. You don't understand. Lethabo is all I have. That man took her from me. Amarillo shook her head sadly. No, sister. You are pushing her away with your own hands. But Nyarai refused to listen. One evening, Nyarai went too far. She told Lethabo that she saw Tefari with another woman, and this time she gave a name, a description, a detailed story. Lethabo confronted Tefari with tears streaming down her face. Tell me the truth. Are you cheating on me? Tefari looked at his wife with pain and exhaustion. I have never been unfaithful to you. Not in thought, not in action. But I cannot live like this anymore. You must choose, Lethabo. Do you trust your mother's lies, or do you trust your husband's truth? It was an impossible choice. Lethabo ran from the house, crying. She ran to her mother's home and collapsed in Nyarai's arms. And Nyarai held her, whispering, you see. He doesn't love you. But I will always be here. But the next morning, everything changed. The woman Nyarai had described came to Lethabo's home. Her name was Chisomo, and she was Tefari's cousin from another village. I heard there is confusion about me, Chisomo said. I came to visit my cousin and his wife. I brought greetings from our family. I stayed for 1 hour, and I left. If there is a problem, please tell me. Lethabo felt her world spin. My mother said, she said you and Tefari. Chisomo's face filled with understanding and pity. Your mother is lying to you. And you must ask yourself why. When Chisomo left, Lethabo sat in silence. The truth she had been avoiding finally came crashing down. Her mother had lied. Her mother had manipulated her. Her mother's love had turned into something dark and destructive. Lethabo went to her mother's house. Her heart was heavy, but her mind was clear. Mother, she said, why did you lie about Tefari and that woman? Nyarai's face went pale. I didn't lie. I must have been mistaken. No, mother. You lied. And this is not the first time. You have been lying to destroy my marriage. Why? Why would you do this to me? Nyarai's mask finally cracked. Tears came, but they were tears of anger, not remorse. Because he took you from me. You were mine. I raised you alone, I sacrificed everything, and then he came and you forgot all about me. Lethabo felt her own tears fall. I never forgot you, mother. I visited you, I cared for you, I loved you. But you wanted more than love. You wanted ownership. And in trying to keep me, you have lost me. Lethabo returned home to Tefari. She knelt before him and asked for forgiveness. I should have trusted you, she said. I should have seen the truth. I am so sorry. Tefari lifted her up. I forgive you, he said. But Lethabo, we cannot continue like this. Your mother cannot be allowed to destroy our peace. You must set boundaries. It was the hardest thing Lethabo ever had to do. She went to her mother and said, I love you, but I cannot allow you to poison my marriage anymore. You are welcome in our home, but only if you respect my husband and our family. If you cannot do this, then I must stay away. Nyarai was furious. She screamed, she cried, she cursed. But Lethabo stood firm. Months passed. Nyarai stayed away, nursing her anger and her wounded pride. Lethabo grieved, but she also found peace. Her marriage grew stronger. She and Tefari learned to trust each other again. Then one day, Nyarai came to their door. She looked older, smaller, and tired. I was wrong, she said simply. I let jealousy turn me into someone I do not recognize. I almost destroyed the most precious thing in the world, my daughter's happiness, because I could not bear to share her love. I am sorry. It was the beginning. Not a perfect ending, but a beginning. Healing would take time. Trust would have to be rebuilt. But it was possible, because Nyarai finally spoke the truth. My friends, this story is not just about Lethabo and Nyarai. This story is about all of us. In our families, jealousy can hide behind love. A mother's control can disguise itself as concern. A parent's fear of loneliness can become a weapon that destroys their children's peace. The lesson is clear, love that seeks to possess is not love at all. It is ownership. And ownership breeds jealousy, manipulation, and destruction. If you are a parent, let your children go when the time comes. Celebrate their happiness instead of envying it. Your role is to raise them, not to chain them to you forever. If you are a daughter or son caught between your parents and your spouse, remember this, honoring your parents does not mean allowing them to destroy your marriage. You can love them and still set boundaries. And if you are the one consumed by jealousy, even now, even today, you can stop. You can choose differently. You can ask for forgiveness and begin again. Guard your relationships. Value peace over rivalry. Choose truth over lies. And remember that the greatest love is the love that sets people free to be happy, even when that happiness exists outside of you. This is the wisdom our ancestors tried to teach us. This is the lesson that Lethabo learned through pain. And this is the truth I leave with you today. May you choose love over jealousy. May you choose freedom over control. And may your families be blessed with peace. I have spoken. Now, go and live wisely.